With it in the rearview mirror, what would you consider to be the most important lesson you learned this season?
Well, I think what I've learned that because of, I think, lack of communication, the women didn't really understand me. They didn't understand what I was going through. And I didn't want to focus on my sobriety and focus on the drinking thing. So I never really talked about it. And maybe that was kind of a mistake in terms of them understanding me and in terms of them sympathizing with me a bit. And I think that they thought I was insensitive to their feelings, but really what I was doing is really taking care of myself. And it was very difficult to be sober. There's a lot of drinking going on, and I didn't focus on that. I didn't want them to feel bad for drinking, so I didn't really bring it up. And it doesn't really bother me. What bothers me is excessive drinking. That's the problem. And so I think that I was misunderstood, and I think there was a lack of communication, and I think what looked as though I was self-centered was really me protecting myself because it was a difficult year for me, and I just didn't have that much to give.
How did it feel to work things out?
It felt really good. Dorinda and I are good friends, and we go way back, so it was good to get to a point where we could really forgive each other in a real way. And so I feel like Dorinda and I are in a good place. I think what you're going to see in the rest of the reunion is really more about what's happening to me personally in terms of my legal situation and how difficult that has been. Never mind the drinking, just the legal situation has been really difficult for me. I mean, I've paid dearly for that one horrible night. And so I talk more about that, and I think people will get to understand me better and understand that a lot of the reports that have been made about me have not been accurate. In fact, I'm working on a book right now. I want people to know what I went through that famous night because I feel like I've been misunderstood and misrepresented in the press, and so I'm really looking forward to getting that into diary form. I really have kept a diary all these years. I mean, these past couple of years when things just have gone south for me, and so it's therapeutic for me right now to work on this book. And the season, the part 3 reunion is really about all of us coming to terms to where we are at this point in our lives. And there's a lot more tears, a lot more drama, and a lot more reconciliation.
You were at the center of a ton of drama this year, more than most other seasons. Is there anything you would have done differently if you could go back and do it again?
If I could go back and do it again, I think I would have been more open about the struggles of what I've been through and being sober, and explain to the women a little bit more how I felt. And but there's this thing called the pink cloud. And I was really in the pink cloud, really enjoying my success on the cabaret stage and loving every moment of it. And I think the women were thinking that, that's all she cares about is her cabaret. She doesn't care about us. And that couldn't have been further from the truth. I just was living in my pink cloud and taking care of myself and really getting so much from doing the show and having the fans love me. I wasn't getting the love from the women, so I got the love from the fans because I love being on stage.
Do you see a time where it's like, no, I can't imagine next season's going to be like that, but do you see a time in the future where you would hang up the apple, you put the apple down?
I really take it day by day. I always say when it comes to the next season, people are always asking me, I never know from season to season if I'm going to be around the next season. It's just how I live my life. I don't, plan on how I'm going to get over the bridge. I just start at the beginning of the bridge and figure out along the way. That's kind of how I live my life. I mean, when I started the cabaret, I had no idea it would become as successful as it has become. And so, life is a journey, and I don't know where it's going to go, and it's exciting to be on it.
What is the secret to the chemistry between the Housewives of New York?
I think the chemistry and the magic of the Real Housewives of New York is that we have friendships which are real and go way back. And I think we have New York City. You know, who doesn't want to play in New York City? That's our backdrop. So between our longstanding relationships as women, and each of us have big personalities and are successful in our own right. And I think that women like to see women living large and being successful and going for their dreams.